guys, welcome. It's me, C.NASIR, and today I want to talk about my experiences coming to the United States.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light?
I'm actually from Somalia.
Born to a throne, stronger than Rome, but violent prone, poor people's zone. But it's my home, all I have known, where I got grown, streets we would roam.
So in United States, it's like the total opposite. In Somalia, we are like, we're not diverse community. We're just the same, like same. It's like, Somalis are just like same thing. They have the same religion. They have even same names. They have the same color and same culture, like same everything. But in America, it's like total opposite. It's so different. So when you are in Somalia, you don't get to see other people from other ethnicities or other countries. So it's awesome. You know when you don't see the people around, or when you see only people on TV, you don't think, you think there's something else. So you're like, that is like, you see someone who looks like an East Asian, right? In East Asia, you kind of have this generalization that they all look the same, and this is not me. I'm not racist or anything, but I'm telling you like what the idea is, right? So if you see an Asian actor like Jackie Chan, you would say he's from China. So if you see another actor who's from Germany or Japan or from Korea, you think he is from China too, So it's actually weird. When I first came in the United States, I was with my friends and we went out and we were playing soccer, and I saw this guy from. His parents are from Korea, but he was born in Seattle, Washington. I saw him, right, and I was like, "Are you?" This is weird, guys, because it's actually Somali. We don't have political correctness, which means you can just say things and it's not bad or anything. In America, it sounds creepy to just go up to someone and say you are Asian or whatever, like you are Mexican or you are African or whatever. It's weird, but in Somalia, it's the way to get to know. So when I was in Somalia, for instance, when I see people from Ethiopia, I would just go to them. I would say like, you are Ethiopian, and they would say yeah, and they were like, oh cool, then I would start to we would start conversation or something. So when I first saw him, I was like, you're from China. And he was like, no, I'm not from China. I'm from Seattle, Washington. I was like, yeah, oh, okay. So where are your parents from? And he said they're from Korea. And I was like, I have never heard of Korea back there, but because in Africa we learn African countries in high school, right? So I know every single African country, but I also know Europe, and I also know most of the countries in South Asia. In South America or these countries. But Korea, I have heard of him, but I did not know where it was. So I was like, okay. Are you from Korea? I was like, cool. And then I started, like questioning him like an interview. I was like, guys, what do you eat back in Korea? And he was like, no, I've never been to Korea. Like, I don't know. I was like, okay, it just kind of sounds, it's creepy. And my friend called me and he was like, I don't know, that is not what you do in America. Like he said, don't ask people that questions. And I was like, but why would I want to get to know him, right? And then he told me about the diversity thing, and it was like, in America people are different, and there has been and there is some racism, which means people don't like to be questioned about their original or religion or anything, or political view or anything, And that is how I learned about diversity. It was actually funny because I would literally go up to someone and then he started questioning. I would go to someone and I would say like, hey, and what is your name? He would say James. I would say like, you're white. And he would go, yeah, I am white. And I'm like, okay, where are you from? And he was like, I'm from Dallas, Texas. I was like, no, you're not. Okay, I know you're from Dallas, but where are your parents from? Like in Europe back there? And he was like, it's actually creepy because in America, back in Somalia in high school or when we were learning about history, we learn a little about America, because you gotta deal with Somali and then Africa and then so America, I kind of have general idea about about the slavery and everything, but we don't go deeper. We don't learn about diversity, and we know it's diversity. It's just if I told you, I'm like, I'm Somali, but you don't know where I am from Somali or what my Somali accent is, or So we know by idea that America is diversity community, but we don't know like So it's actually it's actually funny when people would see that I'm like innocent, right? For example, if you see if someone comes to you and he's questioning you, but you can really understand, they're not from they're not around here. It was really creepy. Yeah. But now I learned a lot about diversity, and it's cool. It's cool actually, because when you see so many people, there is a lot of different foods. So if you don't like one, you can go to the store and eat a Chinese first. And I actually also learned, the culture is crazy out here. In American culture, there's like general American culture, but there's also subcultures in every American communities, right? There is a way that black people behave in America. There's a way that white people do, what Asian people do, or Middle Eastern people do. So we have these small subcultures, and it's actually funny, because one of the most common misconceptions is gesture, like how people do their facial gestures or whatever, their hands. So in America, they call people like this one. So that is how you call someone in America. You use your finger. But in Somalia, that is an insult. That is how you call a dog. That is like, the list. So if you call someone by finger in Somalia, it's disrespect, right? It's like not true. You can't do that. And I was, the other day I was in my class and my teacher came to me and she was calling me. She was like, "C.NASIR," and I get really mad, like, because when you see the finger, you have this kind of, because when you grow up with something, when it's in your culture, you don't even think of it at first. You just your attention is come out. So when she called me by finger, I really get mad. I was like, shit, why would she call me like a dog or something? And then after I learned the diversity, I knew that's not what she meant. So after I went to her, after whatever we did, then I Googled it. I was like, what does it mean? And I have seen a lot of people who are also complaining the same problem. So I get it. That is how they call people. It's not disrespect or anything. It's normal out here. But in my culture, it's disrespect. So I understand, by the way. But the other day, another teacher did the same thing for after a few weeks, I guess. At this time, I know what it means. It doesn't mean and disrespect or anything. It just means come over here. But it's still, I get mad. I knew that's not what he meant, but I still get mad. It's with the culture, with the blood. I get mad and I was like, "C.NASIR, just wait a minute. It's not what she meant." Or it's actually awesome, because it's like you're a child who is learning a new things, and it's fun. It's actually fun because you get to eat a food that you have never tasted before. Like the other day, I was in a Mexican restaurant. I was with my friend, and we ate a food. It was halal, by the way. It didn't have meat on it, so that is an extra. So I actually ate it, and it tasted like different. So when you eat a food that you have never tasted it before, it's not even cooked. Because let's see, when you are like with your family, you cook the food same way. Like in Somali culture, we cook the same. Like there's the taste, the things that you add, the amount of salt you add, like everything is common. So if you cook rice, and then if I cook rice and then I cook a batsa or whatever, it is same person did it. It's how it tastes or everything, how it smells. So but when you go to another culture, the food is totally different. Like it has nothing to do with yours. So the amount of salt is maybe like a lot or smaller, and sometimes you might not even taste it. So I tasted it and it was like, it's just I don't know what to say. And you know, at first when you taste another food, it's strange because you can't. This is when we get old or when we become like an adult. We love things to stay same, right? For example, if you have been using an iPhone and you switch to Android, you don't get to like the Android. You're like, I don't know how to use this properly. I know how to use an iPhone. So when I ate the food, I was like, shit, what is this? It tastes, it's not. I can't eat this. And then he was like, take another bite. When I did like 5 bites, I was, I get used to it. So it's actually crazy, and it's awesome. It's awesome because you also get to see people from different ethnicities, which is awesome because when you see people from different ethnicities, you learn about them. For example, I have seen a lot of Indian people from India, Bangladesh, and Pakistan. And they actually, they don't look like the people that I see on Bollywood. I'm a big Bollywood fan, by the way. So you just get used to them, you befriend with them, and then you learn an entire culture. So in the future, if you get to go to one of the countries, maybe India or Pakistan or whatever, Switzerland or any country that you know about it, then you know the food, you know the culture, and you know the people, which is super good. I mean, that is the best thing you can ever get. Imagine if you go to a country that you have never seen anyone from. Sorry about that, the battery died. So it's actually fun. So if you go a country like that, it sucks because you don't know what to expect. You have no idea. But when you get to know people from that country, then you kind of have an idea of what the country is or people is, and that is really good. So that is my experience about diversity in the United States. And yeah, if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and like it. I have a lot of experiences about a lot of things, about sport, about culture, about food, about school, about a lot. So I'm going to be talking about in the future. And yeah, the upcoming videos will be all about my experiences. See you next time. Bye.